Good evening, everybody. Good evening. God bless you. God bless you. Welcome to our second episode of Dear Lydia, Soulful Sunday Conversations. I am your host, Deanna Moore Taylor, and this is a special episode of Dear Lydia, Soulful Conversations because we are in person.
Yes, we are live.
Yes, we are live and we are celebrating a major event that is happening here in Cleveland. It's All-Star Weekend. And so we are gathered with family and friends. Our husbands are in another room watching the game. So if you hear some cheering, that is our husbands.
Yes.
I am your host, Deanna Moore Taylor, and we welcome you to this episode of Dear Lydia Soulful Sunday Conversations. This is a platform, a show that is going to air twice monthly, where we will talk about everything related to women and soulful conversations. We are going to have conversations around faith, family, finance, freedom, and fitness, and getting ourselves together. I am so happy to have with me our guest for this month, for this episode, Dr. Kenetha Sims, Pastor Dr. Kenetha Sims.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
You're so formal. Kenetha.
So before we get into the shows, I got to do the Sunday announcements, okay?
Yes, okay.
Have to do the Sunday announcements.
Ready.
First of all, we are still in the midst of Black History Month. And our theme is Black Women Rock, because guess what? Black women rock. Black women are awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay. So continue to celebrate, honor, and admire and support Black women throughout this month.
Yes.
We had a beautiful weekend where it was full of festivities here in Cleveland. There were many fashion shows and many events where Black women were highlighted. And I'm just so proud of what we do and our accomplishments and everything else.
Yes.
So support Black women and
support.
Shout out to all the Black women, Gloria James, Elena Holloway for their fashion show. Shout out to Diane Linston and their fashion show yesterday. Yes. Every Black woman that's doing her thing, I salute you.
Absolutely.
The second church announcement, as you can see, I am wearing Dear Lydia. Guess what? Dear Lydia has a line now. So everything is going to be Dear Lydia. It's going to be clothing. It's going to be accessories, journals, everything. Dear Lydia. Yeah. The merch goes live on March 3rd. People want to know, why March 3rd? Why didn't you do it on March 3rd? Well, you know what? March 3rd is going to be the 11th anniversary of my father's passing. And I wanted to do something positive on that day to honor his memory. He was definitely somebody who believed in entrepreneurialism. Yeah. He believed in building businesses, and he wanted his children to have their own business. And we were in the process of working on that prior to his death, my sister and I. So we want to honor him by bringing out this merchandise in this line. Absolutely. And it's going to be fire and it's hot and you want to get this. So make sure when it goes live that you are prepared to purchase. We are also shouting out and supporting Black women-owned businesses. So as you know, we are still supporting Our Favorite Things Boutique. Mm-hmm. Dr. Lisa McGuthrie was a guest a couple weeks ago. So, please go and support her. 12730 Larchmere Boulevard, Cleveland, Ohio. Every single month, we are going to highlight Black businesses. So don't think, that we're not going to shout you out if you have a business or whatnot. You just never know. I might wear merchandise of somebody's because I am a proponent of supporting my sisters. Mm-hmm. I have a closet full of Black women-owned items. So your time is coming, everybody. So continue to support Lisa. And because she is a guest in our building, I got to show this out. Listen, look at this, y'all. Look at how pretty this is. Look
so
at,
shiny.
man, that D is fire.
It is kind of.
Oh, that D is fire. Okay. Fire.
It was a joy to do too.
Yes. Be Inspired Creations.
Yes.
Okay. It's a mommy and me business.
Mm-hmm.
Two busy bees.
Busy bees.
Blinging out everything.
Yeah.
See, look at this pen. This pen is fire. Okay.
Thank you.
Fire in your hands.
Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Be Inspired Creations. Let Pastor Kenetha and her beautiful daughter Miracle bling your whole life out. They can listen the whole life.
Yes.
Everything from cups to accessories, apparel. Be Inspired Creations.
Yes.
Also, we are still in pre-order status for the Dear Lydia journal. Make sure you order this.
There it is.
Yes, there it goes. Yeah, the camera be so disrespectful sometimes. Dear Lydia. All right. Pre-orders are still happening. Orders will begin shipping the first week of March. www.deonmoretailer.com/shop. For Be Inspired Creations, www.KenethaSims.com/shop.
Be inspired.
Be inspired. /be inspired.
Yes.
Awesome. So support. Now, here is our guest. Let me tell you all about this beautiful woman right here. Okay. And I'm not being partial because I've known her for almost 30 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? I met you when I was 2.
Oh, yeah, right.
I was 2 years old.
Yes. Long time.
Because I'm 28.
Yes, longevity.
Yes. We have known each other for many, many years. We have explored the ups and downs of life, the good times, the not so difficult times. Listen, when you got a sister like that, you ride and die with them. And it is amazing to see the things that she has done. And we had to get her on the show. And I'm so glad that her so busy schedule permitted this time.
Yes.
Please help me welcome none other than Senior Pastor Dr. Kenetha Sims. Yay!
Look, thank you so much for having me. First of all, I'm just a phone call away. Anytime you need me, I will make room.
Absolutely. So tell the viewers in 30 seconds. Who are you in your words exactly?
Okay. So that's really easy because there is not a lot of complexity to me. I am Kenetha. I am kind. I am caring. I am charismatic. I am a lover of stationery, but that's probably my biggest love. I love family. I love relationship. And I love to serve. So I'm a servant at heart, but I really, really, really love to infuse myself into the lives of others to a point where after they have been infected by me, their lives have been changed. So that's how I'm remembered. I'm remembered by being kind. I'm remembered by my service. And I'm remembered just by being, inspirational is our word. I'm an inspirational person. So I'm very excitable. I'm very encouraging. And that's who I am. We'll talk about other characteristics of the things that I do. But to the core of who I am, I'm the girl next door. I'm your friend. I'm your bestie. I'm your where we need to pull up, girl.
That she is.
Yes.
So you are a senior pastor.
Yes, I am.
So okay, so let's talk about your journey in ministry.
Okay.
And it's so profound because it's again Black History Month, and today I had the opportunity of attending a licensing ceremony for a fellow lay sister.
Amen.
And anytime anytime you are able to support another sister that's in ministry, because in fact 21 years ago today I was licensed.
Mm-hmm.
And back then there was like no support.
Right.
It was like I was fighting with men who were just like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so even though there's still the men out there that want to silence the women,
Mhm.
how is it, how does it feel to be in that position where you are not only,
Yeah.
preaching the word, but
Mhm.
you are leading souls?
Yeah. So I can totally relate to everything you just said. I mean, coming up, I literally have been in church all of my life. So I have seen some things, right? And being in the space that I am now, when I reflect on being like, my daughter's age, being 7 years old, I only saw the women being teachers or, in the kitchen or being with the children. So I really didn't have an example of who I am today and how to get there. To be totally transparent, I don't even have anyone. Well, I see a lot of women that are serving in ministry in a pastoral capacity, but there's still like no real mentorship or collaboration, if you will, that will help to bring another minister that's just getting started up in the ranks. So my whole purpose is to definitely reach back. I want to build. So I was just talking to someone. I think it was yesterday. I want to build a safe haven for women who are in ministry or women who are married to pastors, apostles, bishops, to have a safe space. Many have said that they have started, but it's hard to have a core of safe people, people you can
Yeah.
go to that will pray with you, that will help. I mean, like, we're not looking for handouts. We're looking for true fellowship, sisterhood, encouragement. I'm having a bad day, that I can call you up and get a prayer through. So I guess to wrap it up, quick answer is I literally pray all of the time for God to send the right people in my life that will be instrumental in strengthening me, that will be a fortress, because it's not easy in the space. And it is hard. It's still a challenge because, it is still male dominated, but God is good and we all have a voice. And to be able to do it, when I get an opportunity, I give it my best. And that's all I would recommend to somebody else. Get the glory, God. In everything that we do, make sure that He's getting the glory.
Absolutely. And you said something really key. And I don't think a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
recognize this or realize this. You know, they what people don't understand, because you're in a dual capacity.
Yeah.
Not only are you a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
but you are also an apostle's wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have dual capacity. And a lot of people don't understand, especially being the woman, that when the man is called,
yeah, you kind of you're going with them.
you don't have a choice, right?
Yes.
The man is chosen,
Mm-hmm.
the man is called,
Yeah,
and the wife just has to follow.
pretty much. I know. I don't want to tell my age, but I've been married for 24 years. This October, and I remember when my husband was called into the ministry, and back then, I will be honest, I didn't quite understand. We were faithful churchgoers. We were definitely active in ministry, youth ministry, things like that. Served in every capacity. But when he received the call, I was like, "What does that mean for me?" Because I just want to go to church. I just want to pay my tithes. I just want to sing in the choir. I just want to. I mean, like, I didn't sign up for this. And then, to learn all that we learned, and we were very young. Um, it was both something that could have deterred me and sent me another direction, but God, He is faithful, and I wanted to be faithful to Him. So a lot of times I did feel like giving up. I felt like, I don't want to do this. This is rough. But here we are. Here we
Yes.
are.
And I mean, what a faith walk it has been to just
Oh,
see you and your husband just walk in that faith.
yeah.
It is so, it's so encouraging, for other
Amen.
women.
Amen.
I mean, because there's plenty of women who have given up,
Yeah. Yeah.
walked away from their husbands,
Yeah.
because they're like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And in the church people can be so mean.
Yeah.
They can be so hurtful.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I've experienced it, not a whole lot. I will say that I have had I've been in a small church for the majority of my life. I did have a few years in a mega church, but I had some loving under shepherds. I really had some loving women of God who poured into me. And you said, just to be an encouragement, that encourages me, because sometimes when I think about my life or my marriage or my ministry, I think about if I can help somebody else see that it works. And it's not easy, but it works. And if you stay faithful to it, it works. And there are rewards from working and walking in your faith. But honestly, praying for those genuine women who will come and be a part of your life, those that won't leave you on the side of the road when they find out that you're not perfect, or when they find out that you may have slidden off course, or when they find out that, hey, your faith is being tested, and instead of me sticking in there with you, I'm just gonna, mind my business and drink my water. I'm gonna stay in there with you, because that is when the breakthrough happens, when you have somebody that is riding with you. So
yeah. And I mean, it's just real important.
it is. It really is
so important.
Mm-hmm.
The sisterhood, the bond is so important.
Yes.
So let's talk about the miracle.
Okay, let's talk. Oh my God. The miracle.
The miracle. The miracle. So for those who don't know, and you should know.
Who doesn't know?
Right. Who does not know? Kenetha is the mother of a miracle.
I am. And that's it's such an honor. Every time I hear it, it's just a literal manifestation of God's love walking on this earth in front of me every day. And I am just ever so grateful for the opportunity to be her mother. So, what would you like to know?
so I remember getting the message.
The message
saying, right. Hey sis, you are not going to believe this.
Never going to believe it.
I am 8.5 months pregnant with a little girl.
Yep. Right. I do remember. I remember it. I will never forget it. It was December 12th, 2014. Yes, that's when I found out about it. And, we don't have enough time to really go through all of the details, but just know this. God is faithful. My husband and myself, we have been trying to have a child for 17 years, people of God, women of God, 17 years. And when I tell you the struggle of keeping the faith, remaining hopeful, the years of tears, the months of heartbreak, she is a miracle. And I am just blown away to find out about her. And I didn't find out about her until 2 weeks before she was born. I purposely feel that God hid her from me because I had endured some trauma with the previous pregnancy, but he hid her from me. I was going through so much. And that's another thing. Sometimes as women, we can go through so much that we miss the signs. We miss the hand of God moving in our lives. We miss that, yes, we may be a mess, but he's still giving us a message because there's still glory in our story as we wait and travail for him. But long story short, didn't find out until 2 weeks before she was born. And I was the straight deer in the headlights going, because there was no turning back. That baby was coming out. Some of us are pregnant right now with ministries, with businesses, with ideas, with books, with so many things. And sis, you got to push it out because there is no turning back. And when I went into labor, as we were laboring, right, with so many things that God is trying to birth through us, even in this space that we're in, all I knew is there was no turning back. And in order for me to have the joy that I was promised, that abundant life, the joy everlasting, the heaven on earth, I had to trust him. And it was hard. I had been in birthing rooms. I was a previous nursing student. I done birthed babies. I done held babies. I done helped the people. But when you in it, that's a message right there. You can watch people all day long until it's your time. You will never know how you'll respond. But she came out and, oh my God, just a perfect bundle. of God's love. She's 7 years old now, and she is definitely my miracle. So
Oh my gosh, just to see, I mean, to see her just walking
I
around
know.
and just,
Yeah.
I mean, I she is just Auntie Deezy's girl.
Yes. And I mean, like, honestly, I still stare at her every day, and I'm like, wow, God, to truly see your love in human form. I know how you feel about Jesus. I
Yes.
know how you feel about Jesus, because that's my miracle.
Yes, yes. So we talked about the faith, we
Yes.
talked about the family.
Mhm.
So be inspired creations. Now, I'm gonna put this disclaimer out here. Okay.
Okay.
Kenetha has been an entrepreneur for many, many years.
Yeah.
Okay, since she was a child.
Silent entrepreneur.
Silent entrepreneur. Okay,
Yeah.
since she was a child, she has been a money maker. We used to call her Money Magnet.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
We called her Money Magnet.
Yes. Yes.
Moving mountains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because she knows how to make business work. She knows. I mean, she knows how to do it.
And it's so funny that, I never really thought I would be a business owner or entrepreneur, honestly. But my grandmother was an entrepreneur, and I saw it right in front of me. And I know you all know generational, they say curses, but generational things, legacy is passed down from generation to generation. We tell our children to do what we say and not what we do, but we are the example. So seeing her, my grandmother, she was stern, right? She was focused, but she didn't play. She had a candy store, and we were made to operate the candy store because we were put in marketing, right? I was 5, and I was a market executive, because my job was to go out and find the candy that my friends liked, and then we had to go to the store and purchase, and we resold. Then we had to count money, and that money better not come up short, because then you got to deal with her. So I had to know my math. I had to know how to service. I just had to do it all. I ran from it for years. Never, I'm like, I don't want no parts of that. She would always tell me, you're really smart, go to school, get a good education. So that's what I did. I went to school. I kept going to school. I'm a lifetime learner. But Be Inspired Creations, people of God, I call myself the 10 talent servant. I am that 10 talent servant. Matthew 25, 15, and 16. I will take a talent and multiply it. I wanted something to leave my daughter, and it was something that I have been dreaming of since the time she was born. Again, I'm a stationery lover. I'm a lover of everything stationary, but there was something specific that I wanted, and I didn't find in the earth. And it was a bling pen. It was a vision pen. I wanted something that you could refill the ink, that you didn't always have to replace. That it was beautiful, and you could stand in the back of the room, and somebody would literally say, "Oh my God, what is that?"
What is that?
And during the pandemic, she was home with me. We had a lot of time to do things. My vision board fell off the wall, replaced it, went to the store, bought another one, but it was just too plain. And I said, no, we can't have this. We gotta do something to spruce it up. So there we go. We go get these stones, and we're sprucing up this vision board. And she is like, "Mommy, let me help you." And at first I'm like, no, but we got to bring our kids in. She started to help me, and I saw how super creative she was. And as we were sitting there doing that, I started on the pen top. Of course, I texted, my bestie, like, "Would you buy something like this?" And she was like, "Oh my God, where'd you get that? I want one." The rest is literally history.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, because I'm the same. Listen, I found a company that had a similar bling pen. Well, it wasn't really similar, but it just didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Like it
gotta speak to your
it gotta speak. It has to speak to your heart, your soul.
Yeah.
And I too am a stationary lover, stationary snob. A lot of people call me. I was that girl that, when I was a teenager, I had a company that I worked with, and they went out of business. And
I remember that.
Yeah, I used to get all of my cards personalized.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I still have Christmas cards from you.
Yeah, I mean, I listen, I've just been that girl. I don't know, I just love. We've gotten away from writing note cards.
Yeah, I love a note card.
Yeah,
I love a personalized note card. And when I tell you, I have pens. I have hundreds of pens. If I see a pen, even though I make them now, I still buy pens because I love them. I just love them. And my daughter is the same. She sneaks in my office and she, takes my pens. So that's the whole thing where we're gonna have to have our separate. You, that's yours, this mine. But between ink pens and stationery, I love it. I love it. I'm a true scribe at heart. Absolutely.
Yeah. I it's just, I mean, it's just one of those things that's just never, I don't care how intricate technology gets.
I know. I'm paper.
I'm a paper.
Yeah.
Paper is the thing.
Absolutely.
For real. And so so also during the pandemic, you published a book.
I did.
So if you don't have this, The Other Side of Through.
Yes, The Other Side of Through.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This was such a powerful read.
Thank you.
It was, I mean, like I knew some of the stuff, but then as I was reading it, I was like, whoa.
Wow, right.
Like, wow. So what inspired you to put pen to paper and go to publish?
Well, believe it or not, I had written, this is maybe the third. I would always write and I would start and stop. So I have a lot of like to be continued, right? So you'll probably see some stuff from me in the next few years here. But during the pandemic, the reality that so many people were leaving here, God really spoke to my heart. And he basically said, do what I purposed for you to do. And in this book, because there was a theme that had always kept reoccurring in my mind, we all go through stuff. But what happens when you get to the other side? See, I've been through some things that have been very traumatic in my life, things that could have stopped me if I didn't go through. So that theme, the other side of through, became a manifestation because I had received, even with, a lot of people call it, years of infertility. Getting to the other side, there was so much joy. But what if I had given up? What if I had, stopped working? Or what if I had given up hope? And I did, because in the book it tells you there was a period where I did. I said, Lord, if this is what I am supposed to accept in my life, give me the strength to accept your will, and fill me up to where I could travel. I'll see the world. I don't know. I'll inspire other people. I'll be a great godmother, and I'll just enjoy life. But God said, you deserve it. You deserve it. So the book is another example of what happens when you put your mind to something and you birth it. I didn't want to leave here. Tomorrow's not promised to us. Again, so many people are dying. I figured if I leave here, I wanted something for somebody to pick it up and say, a Kenetha Sims was in this earth and she contributed many things, one being this book.
Absolutely. And you said the key word. So many people are leaving here.
Yes.
And the thing is, I remember what Dr. Lynn said, and it was so profound when I heard it. She said, I want to live full and die empty.
Leave here empty. Yes.
And I was like,
yeah.
Like I thought about it and I was like, live full, die empty.
Yes.
And it's so true. I mean, so many people leave out of here. And they leave with shoulda, coulda, woulda. They leave with so many regrets.
Hey, that was me. For so many times. Listen, growing up as a young child, and I was an only child, and my first cousins were all boys. So a lot of times I did things just because they did it, and I became this risk taker. Something happened in my life where I stopped being that risk taker. I would start turning my light down so that other people could shine, to make them feel comfortable. And, there was just a point in my life, actually, after I had Miracle, that said, how can I set the example of who I want her to be if I'm being something totally opposite? So believe it or not, Be Inspired was inspired by her, because I needed to leave her a legacy. I was furloughed on my job. I work at a Fortune 500 company. I had never applied for unemployment in my life. And thank God I have money to pay myself. But what I wanted to make sure that she had was the knowledge of her hands and her creativity and the ability to invent something that somebody else she could take to the market and somebody else would purchase, and therefore she's able to eat, right? Because when I leave here, tomorrow's not promised to me. Her father's not going to be here forever. But when I leave here, my grandmother left a legacy of the vision of seeing her do business. I wanted her to have that. And because I was in the market and I was a well-known vendor, I wanted to be able to take my daughter with me. So if she has a business and she's my business partner, now we can work together. And she's amazing. I would buy from her.
And you know, it's so amazing that you are inspiring people and you're teaching people to leave their kids a will,
oh yeah,
instead of a won't.
Come on.
Like, how many times have parents left here? I mean, I was blessed when my father passed away. He left us okay.
Yes.
He left us in a good position. He didn't leave a whole lot of debt, and what he did leave, my dad was that smart businessman. He was that smart financial guy, and he made sure that that was taken care of, and we were taken care of, and we're still being taken care of from his grave. And but so many, it troubles me and it saddens me, especially at our age. And there's people our age, leaving out of here, and they have kids, and they leave their kids dead.
Well, that's very good that you point that out. See, I'm an insurance agent, so I know about life insurance. Being in that space, dealing with families who lose the breadwinner for the family, and they didn't leave a beneficiary. You know, most companies have a life insurance policy on you, or they provide you with a life insurance policy, but you got to make sure your beneficiary is updated, right? So, you know, I jokingly say to my mom, hey, when you leave here, you better have me in your will and not leave me no bill, because, you know, and I'm joking, but I'm serious, Mom. So if you watch it, you get your stuff right, because, you know, I'm, you know, make sure I'm the only one. So make me a millionaire when you leave up out of here. And I'm saying, we can get you on that policy, Mom, millionaire policy. But no, in all seriousness, we have to understand that we are responsible. God made us as parents stewards. Like, you know, we're stewards over our money, and he tells us what to do with that financially. We're stewards over our talent, because he gives us, he puts a purpose in us, but we got to work it out. He's a transactional God. So he's not just going to turn it on. It's in there, but you got to figure out what it is and work it, right? And while we're working it, we still have to be smart about what we're doing. So that's great information to have. I am an insurance agent. I do not sell private insurance, but I can connect you to a couple of agents if you have need of that.
Yes, please get your affairs in order.
Yes, absolutely.
Please.
Absolutely.
The time is, you don't know the hour nor the day.
Yes.
That the time is drawing out.
Yeah.
Well, we have had such a wonderful, soulful conversation. Oh my wonderful gosh. Time. This is absolutely amazing. Oprah, I'm just saying, you know, we would love to be on the OWN network.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a life goal.
For real. Yes. OWN network. Tyler Perry. Yeah. We listen.
Check us out. Yes.
For real.
Holla at your girls.
Holla at your girls. For real.
Yes.
Remember, I was that girl that stood up for you when people said you wasn't talented, and I told them that
totally
I'm your girl.
Yeah.
For real.
Yes.
So as we close out our conversation, first of all, thank you for taking this time to hang out and drop some nuggets and some knowledge and some wisdom and just hang out with us.
Absolutely.
It's just absolutely amazing. I'm going to turn this over to you to get, you know, a couple minutes, leave some words of wisdom for the viewers and for the sisters.
Well, first of all, again, thank you for an opportunity to do this. It's an amazing platform. I absolutely love Deanna. Look, Deanna has been an entrepreneur all of her life. I mean, from the time that I have known her, but I definitely want to thank you for doing something like this, to be mindful, to keep with conversation and leadership. Dear Lydia, the podcast, I mean, you blow me away. And just being able to watch you and the things that you've done has been an encouragement for me. Now, I know the last episode, Dr. Lisa McGuthrie was on on the show. She dropped some major nuggets. I have my notebook out like, yes, honey. She was talking about strategy. Listen, women of God, we have to have a strategy. We have to have a plan. You know, Habakkuk 2:1, 2:2 says for us to write our vision and make it plain. Those goals, those dreams that God gives you is not happenstance. Write it down, get it in place. And let me just tell you, even if you go to the market and there's a million things out there, there's only one you. There's 1,000 artists, but there's only one you. Somebody's looking for you to just find your purpose and get it out there because they're looking to be inspired by you. Inspiration is a magnetic key. I call it, it's magical, because when you are inspired by something, nothing can dim that light. Nothing. You know, so you try, it doesn't work, try again. Don't give up on your dream, but you have to position yourself, cut out the distractions, do your homework, you know, get into the business or the market where you want to get into, and talk to some people about it. Invest in yourself, take a class, learn something. It might be something you may have wanted to try, but you think you can't. Do it, sis. Life is to be lived. Don't wait till tomorrow because it is not promised.
Wow. I felt that.
Amen.
I felt that.
Yes.
Strategy
It
is
is
key.
important. Yes.
The word next to freedom for 2022 is strategy. In order for you to get freedom, you got to be able to be strategic in everything that you do.
Everything.
You cannot go by the seat of your pants.
No.
I'm married to that kind of man.
It don't
work for me. But it works for him. Okay?
He's spontaneous.
He is very spontaneous. But it's gotten us to where we are 7 years later.
Amen. You're the planner.
I'm definitely.
I mean, I have that. You know, I have. You know, he's a visionary, and I'm the executioner. No, dude, we cannot. Can you please stop? But you know.
Yeah. No, my husband he'd be like, listen, this is what's going down. Like,
this is what it is.
Like, he came home and was like, we buying a whole house. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, you knew that was coming.
I knew it was, but I'm like, who, what, when, where, how, why, how we gonna do this? What we gonna finance it? How it's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What we doing?
Yeah.
Where we going? Where we moving to? How's it gonna happen? He's like,
calm down. Right. Yes.
So yeah, strategy is key.
Planning.
And get you a sister or a couple of sisters that can help you with that strategy.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. We bounce off ideas with each other
all the time.
Okay. Nothing goes live with me unless I bounce it off with my sisters and my girls.
Yeah.
You know,
same here.
And because you need that second and third eye.
Absolutely.
To say, hey, you know, this is a good idea, or hey, you might want to tweak this a little bit. Listen, sisterhood, strategy, all of that is key.
Yes.
So I thank you for being on with us.
Definitely a pleasure.
Listen, guys, I thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And listen, you are welcome to sow a seed, because I love Starbucks coffee. If you would love to buy me a cup of coffee, go ahead and submit a donation seed, Cash App, $, Lydia Leader Project.
Yes.
Would love to have you connect with us on the Lydia Leader Project platforms. We are on social media. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. And be sure to look for the new episode of Dear Lydia podcast, the Lydia Leader Project podcast, which will be hitting your podcast platform sometime within the next week. Yes. The way it's going to work, show 1 week, podcast episode the next week.
Awesome.
We're going to keep this train rolling until the wheels fall off. And at that point, we're going to be on the brake pads. Okay. Can I get an amen?
Like
all right. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Yes.
We are doing something new today. We welcome you to join us on the Clubhouse. Come to the Clubhouse. If you want to ask our guests some questions, have a little short conversation, real short, 10, 15 minutes. I'm not going to be spending hours on the Clubhouse with y'all. I can't do it.
Hanging
y'all.
Out in the Clubhouse.
We got, because they will hang out in the Clubhouse for hours and talk. Yeah. I don't have hours, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't. But you're welcome to join us on Clubhouse. We're getting ready to enter the room right now. ask questions,
Yes.
hang out with us, and we look forward to seeing you in March. Our first show in March will feature guest Stacy Purpose Kirk of Let's Win
Amen.
Sis.
Hey, Stacey.
Yes, she is going to be our guest. And on our third Sunday in March, we will have Pastor Leah Legrone of
nice.
Grace Promises.
Yes.
It is
Blessing.
going to be a lit
Nice.
month in March. You are going
March
to want to join
Madness.
us.
Come
Yes,
on.
March Madness.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm
I think
ready.
that's going to be our thing.
Okay. Let's roll with it.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
Yes.
And until next time,
Until
Lydia.
next time. Bye.
Bye.